Halo, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back in my video. I'm Ambar. It's very nice to see you again. And today I'm going to do a review comic with the title is Death Note. This comic is type of one shot. Here is the synopsis of a Death Note. In 2013, Midora gives Ryuk the spare notebook back and informs him that she didn't succeed with creating new Kira. Ryuk then reminds her she has nothing. She has something else to give him, to which she throws him an apple from the human world, remarking how she remembered. Ryuk then consumes the apples and heads down to the human world to find a human who would feed him apples and give him the same kind of entertainment as light. The chapter then time skips to 2019 and shows a high schooler named Minoru Tanaka sitting on his bed and leaning on the wall. Ryuk emerges from the floor and taps the notebook on his head, which shows him Ryuk and receives all the memories he had on the dead note. Minoru then says how it's been 2 years, to which Ryuk responds by saying he came out of the floor like promise and says he's a Shinigami that keeps his word. But Minoru said that he knows that. And then the time jumps back to 2 years in 2017 opening to actually to faculty room. In the room, teachers are remarking about how Minoru Tankana scored top in the IQ test again 3 years running. A teacher says despite this fake, Minoru repeatedly receives low grades and wonder if motivation is a problem. The paper test felt an IQ of 142. Minoru is sitting on a swing looking at a 28-point English test and stating how stupid he was. Suddenly he is hit by the death note from above and is hit on the head. When Minoru takes a look at the death note, he suddenly hears a voice that says it belongs to him now. Minoru looks above to reveal Ryuk floating over him and screams, falling out of the swing. Ryuk comments how Minoru has top score on the test 3 years in the running. Minoru expresses disbelief until realizing that Ryuk is talking about intelligent tests. Minoru states that despite that, the smart students are the ones that get good grades on actual tests, and says that idiots like him only waste time playing IQ quiz apps and listening to music. Ryuk lands close to his face and asks him if he is an idiot. Minoru says that although he is a terrible student, he is good at puzzles and riddles and isn't an idiot in that sense. Minoru then asks Ryuk to move away from his face, but Ryuk ignores this and states that he may be seated for a certain job. Minoru asks him what he is seated. Ryuk then says that they should go to his house, to which Minoru immediately says no, until Ryuk says that only Minoru can see him. In Minoru's house, Ryuk explained to him that Kira had used a similar death note that he had to him. Minoru gets excited upon learning this, exclaiming how he reduced the crime rate and ended wars. Ryu comments that Minoru seems to know a lot about him, to which Minoru responds by saying he learned about him in ethics and history class. Ryu asks if they treat him like a god. But Minoru says that ethics taught his class that Kira was evil, while history said that he was a crazy mass murderer. Despite this, most people still see Kira as a good figure. Minoru asks how to use the notebook and what it is. Ryuk states that the rules are on the first few pages, but Minoru says he doesn't know how to read English and to translate it for him. After learning all the rules, Minoru comes to respect Kira even more, saying how smart he was using all these rules to his advantage and to deceive people. Ryu asks him for an apple. Minoru gives him one and states that he is lucky and that his mom is on an apple diet. Minoru then remarks how what Kira did would be impossible these days due to technology advancing and everything being recorded both physically and online. He then says Kira would probably still have found a way to use it. Ryuk had asked him if he could do the same thing Kira did. Minoru then asked Ryuk two questions. First, if there is any other human that could see him beside himself. Ryuk says that some people can see him, but they are a very small amount of people. Minoru then asks him how far Ryuk can travel from his while he is a possession of the notebook. Ryuk says that he can travel around 14 kilometers. Minoru relinquishes ownership of the date note and asks Ryuk to return 2 years later with a notebook, saying that he would feed him as many apples as he wanted. Ryuk agrees and takes the notebook away, which erases Minoru's memories of the note. And then in the present day, 2019, Ryuk says how he went 2 years without apples. Minoru then states confidently that he would sell the notebook. Ryuk reacts surprised as Minoru says that he would sell it online. Ryuk says that he was the one who said everything online was right, but Minoru responds by saying he wasn't going to use the net. Minoru then says the reason he asked him now how many kilometers he could travel away was the Sakura TV station. He asked Ryuk to write a specific message on a sign in Japanese. On Sakura TV, the news broadcast is interrupted when Ryuk holds up the sign which states that the power to remotely kill people used by Kira would be on sale on Twitter with the hashtag Power of Kira and ask them to post the bid in USD. That's the short synopsis from the Date Note. And here is some quotes from the Date Note comics. The most popular one is from Ryuk. The human world is a boring place with the boring people doing boring things. And there's another one. I don't care if it is fortunate or unfortunate that life pick up the date note. However, it is generally bad luck for a person to be followed by the god of death. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.